Y'all remember a couple years ago when they crashed planes to the river? Y'all remember that? Yes. So I have a small fear of flying, just a little bit. When I was in Long Island, the night this happened, and I didn't know that this was happening because I'd been flying to New York all day and hadn't looked at CNN or anything else. And I encouraged this group, the group of college kids that are coming in, feel free, say anything you want to say, ask me questions, what have you. This was my mistake. So halfway through my set, some kid said, "Oh, you get the crash landing the plane to Hudson today." Really? Where was it leaving from? LaGuardia. Oh, that's where it's from tomorrow. Where was it headed? Charlotte, North Carolina. No shit. What airline was it on? U.S. Air. I'm through. And I say that to say this. Whether it's turbulence or terrorist or engine failure, they always tell you oxygen mask to be released from overhead. Please place this mask over your face and remember to secure your own before you help those around you when the emergency finally happens. That's not what people do. Kind of like the old couple sitting across from me, who I can tell is still very much in love by the way he holds her trembling flex-bearing hands, or how the laugh lines in his cheeks are stronger than the stress lines across his brow, or by the way these two old people whisper wishes to one another. That if this plane ever went down, they would climb into each other, because they want to die with the taste of their fellow skin soaking across their memories in case of an emergency. And the catalyst of electricity, they tell me that a lighted pathway will appear following the eye, but I feel like standing up and saying, "I'm sorry, y'all, but that's my fault. I brought a lot of extra baggage on board, and I think my sins may be weighing down this plane." But sins are almost bigger in the case of the mother and son who sit in front of me. See, she lost the husband and he lost the father once while his son was sick. Laying in a hospital bed suffering from a disease that made his heart too big for fathers. Fathers know that he and his son have the same blood type. And if the doctor couldn't find a transplant in time, he knew no doctor would refuse his son his own bond if he was to commit suicide, and he hung himself. So that his son would become the man he always seen in the back of those little 8-year-old eyes in the state of an emergency. Kind of like the double-over ancient woman who sits right directly next to me. A Jewish German woman hid in Poland during World War II, pregnant and alone, scared that one day the neighbors would tell the Nazis of her existence, knowing before long she would hit German soldiers stomping up the steps like they were jogging the nerves and the spine. So every morning, every morning she would pick up her only earthly possession, a half-beaten cello. She would hold it up close to her bulging body and she would play. She would play, "I love you," into every note she's ever known, because she knows she might not get to see her son grow. She is a survivor. Kind of like the flight attendant who's been talking all this time. He prays to a God he's decided to believe in, even though on most days he doesn't think God believes in him back. And I can see his whole story from sitting right here in the 6th row. He couldn't run from his gay bashing father fast enough, so now he's alive. He's wanted to get away ever since he was first called a faggot. Matter of fact, he's probably been called a pussy more than I've ever been called honest, and honestly, y'all, I think it's the other way around. Because on most days, I'm a coward. We have been practicing panic our entire lives, y'all, except for passion. So when it comes to sink or to swim, most of us look under our seats for life preservers, and we just decide to float. If acid breaks an impact, please place your head between your knees and sit your ass up. Because in case of emergency, in case of an emergency, we're all going to die. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the rest of your lives, and please begin to prepare yourselves for a state of emergency.